Hey there, it's Bobby Legs, and welcome to another episode of Bobby Legs Loves Watches. Today I want to discuss 3 timepieces that I own that fit a theme or a sub-collection within my greater watch collection. Now, the last couple of years, I've been really into German watches and German watchmaking. I'm no expert, but I love the way they look. I love how tough they are, and I love the value that they present. So, without further ado, let's take a look at my 3-piece German watch collection. Before we begin, as a side note, I want to mention that my 3-piece German watch collection will soon be a 4-piece German watch collection. In the next few weeks, next month or so, I shall be receiving my Zen U50. A couple months ago, I placed in an order for it, and I'll be getting it soon. I'm very, very excited about that. I love the U1, but I found that the dimensions, and I tried it on a couple times, it was just a little too big for me. When the U50 came out last year, it definitely was on my radar, and I finally decided to go ahead with it. I know I'm going to love it. I know I'm going to love the watch. So I went for it. So like I said, this 3-piece will soon be a 4-piece, but having looked at this subcategory collection of my larger collection, in the last few weeks, I realized that, with the addition of this watch here, and we'll get to that in a few minutes, that I have I'm satisfied with a 3-piece German watch collection here. I mean, I think I've hit a lot checked a lot of the boxes for me personally on a 3-piece collection, even though realistically I can never pare it down to a 3-piece collection. I had this 3 obviously, and then the 3 other ones here on the box, the Tudor, the Girard-Perregaux, and the Panerai. And obviously adding more watches, but let's start chronologically. First watch here that I have the longest. So last year I had a Zenith El Primero, and I wasn't really connecting with it. It was 38 millimeter. It was a beautiful watch, but I felt it was like small and dainty. The dimensions are weird with that line of El Primero. The 38 had, I think it was like 47 millimeter lugs, which is fine, but then the 42, it was like over 51 or 50. I think it was like 53 millimeter lugs on the 42 millimeter diameter. So I went with the 38 because I felt that lug to lug on the 42 millimeter was way too long for me. But I wasn't wearing it. I mean, it was in quarantine. I had no reason to wear it outside the house. I just wasn't grabbing at it, and like I said, it was too formal, too dainty, and I decided to part ways with it. And I wasn't sure at the time whether it was a chrono issue. Like maybe I was not a chronograph guy, but I think I like chronographs. I think I'm there, and so before I came to that conclusion, I wanted to give it another shot. So I knew I wanted to get a chrono that was a little bit bigger, a little bit more robust, with a timing bezel, just more tough looking, kind of watch. And so I was prepared to make a move, and I was going to go down the German route, of course, because I'm into German watches, but I didn't want to get a Zen or a Damasco because I knew I was going to add those brands to my collection eventually as well, but I didn't want to go chrono per se. So I wanted to pick up something that was less known here, especially to collectors in the States. Something that you don't see every day, a little bit of uniqueness to us, but not be too unique in a sense that, like, if I had to get it serviced, I had to send it back to Germany. You know what I mean? So I found Guinot, and what attracted to Guinot was this watch kind of looked like a Zen 103, right? And so I dug a little bit down further in the history of Guinot, and I found out that they used to make watches for Zen. And in fact, when Helmut Zen retired and sold the Zen off, and in retirement when he was bored, when he wanted to get back in the watch game, he brought Guinot into Germany. Guinot is not a German name; it was originally Swiss. And so you'll see a lot of design cues that are very similar to the 103. And I was happy that this one had the Valjoux 7750 because if anything happens after the warranty expires, hopefully a competent watchmaker here in the States could take a look at it and fix, so I don't have to send it back to Germany. Another plus about Gino, and my buddy Axel or WatchMax, he explained to me once, is like, it's like a working man's watch, is the cost. With the euro to US conversion, customs, taxes, this was still $700, $800 less than buying a 103 here in the States. So I was very, very happy with that. I mean, I've handled a 103. This watch is pretty much identical to a 103. Very good looking. I love wearing this on Fleer Fridays and other days, of course. But such a great chrono. And so in my 3-piece German watch collection, this is kind of like the sportier selection. Moving on to the Zen 857 UTC. Now, I have had twice over the 856 UTC. I really like that watch. Again, it fell victim last year when I was paring down the collection. I sold it off, but I knew I was going to get it back again. I mean, you could find 856 in the pre-owned market on WatchSeek all the time. But I also was curious about the 857, a little bit bigger, and it had the timing bezel, which I find very, very useful. I use the timing bezel quite often at home, every day, at least once or twice a day, surprisingly. So that was on my radar, and a subscriber and a friend to the channel wanted to send in some watches, because I had thrown it out there that in the beginning of this year I wanted to focus more on German watches on my channel and doing more reviews, and he volunteered to send this in. It kind of serendipitous, because I was looking at this as a possibility, and so as soon as I did the unboxing, I knew I wanted it, right? And I kind of think I mentioned that on the unboxing, and then he reached out to me and said, he's looking to sell it. So, we came to an agreement, and here it is. And this watch is a great everyday watch. It's tough. It's got the Tegamented technology on the bracelet and case. It's got the UTC functionality, which I love. I know there's a lot of things going on here with the dial and the bezel, but I find this very, very legible. Easy to read. And it's just tough. So it's a great everyday watch for me. I wear this watch probably the most now. I don't even wear my G-Shocks. I haven't worn my G-Shocks. Well, I wore the other day when I was chopping wood, but normal day-to-day stuff now, like I wear this watch because it can handle it, and very, very happy to have it in the collection. Now, recently, I started I got into like more of like the independent watch genre. Very interested in handcrafting and engraving and guilloche, and I wanted to add something to that effect to my collection. And most of those watches that have those kind of attributes that I'm looking for are in the dressier side. Now, this is a Jaeger and Benzinger, and this watch actually was on my radar for a while. Watch Buys had it listed, and it would be out of stock and in stock. I mean, they only made 40 of these. Right? They found a movement, FHF, and I haven't done the review yet on this watch, but I'll talk more about the movement there. But it was like an old new stock movement that they found, and they stopped making movements back in the 70s. FHF. This is FHF 96, and so Jaeger and Benzinger bought 40 of them. And so Joachim Benzinger is really known for he's a master with hand guilloche and engraving, and this watch was compared to some of the other artisanal German brands, like maybe like a Dornbluth or a Kadoki. This watch was a lot less. I mean, well, maybe not a lot less than the Dornbluth, but more reasonably priced, I thought. And so I reached out to a couple of dealers, and it just didn't work out. And I happened to just on a lark look it up on Watch Recon, Watch Patrol. Yeah, that's where I looked it up, and somebody was selling it, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. So I thought about it for a couple of days, and I decided to pull the trigger, and I'm really very happy now. I come to find out after the unboxing that there is a little bit of a scratch right over here where my thumb is, right here between the 5 and 6, and it's under warranty, and so they're gonna create a new dial, and I'm going to send it to the service center here in the States, and the new dial is coming in from Germany, and so that's going to get replaced, and that's awesome. I mean, I'm very happy. I didn't want to. The seller offered to refund me and send the watch back, but I just wanted this watch. I wanted the watch, and it's amazing. I mean, look at that. Look at the guilloche and the engraving. Man. Now, so with watches, when I watch videos on YouTube, I'm just gonna speak for myself. My perception is totally thrown off because watches are small objects typically, and so a lot of the shots are macro shots, right? And so the watch is the size of whatever screen you're watching it on in the computer. So you almost get desensitized to the fact that these things are small. So when I was watching videos of Joachim Benziger using the machine turned, doing the hand guilloche on these dials, the macro shots were, they were right up against, what he was doing. So it looked like it was just a normal size. And then when you take a look at this and you see this and see how small this is, and he's able to do all this stuff, it is a work of art. Oh man. And I am so over the moon. And I don't like using that phrase, but I am so over the moon with this watch. Blued hands, Frost Breguet dial, hand guilloche, engraving in the back. I'm going to get some macro shots for the review, and you're going to see how amazing this looks. And it's a 38 millimeter watch. It's so thin. It's just a beautiful time only piece. And man, I can't tell you how happy I am. I'm not going to wear this every day. Oh yeah, actually I have been. Let me take that back. I wear this during the day, and then after the kids go to bed, I wear this one. I'll sit at the couch and read or surf the net or watch TV, and I have this on. But if I don't wear it every day, I'm fine. Not like the El Primero. I know this is a dress watch, and it's a little bit more delicate than this, but man, it's such a fun watch, and this is the kind of stuff, this artisanal, hand independent, hand engraved stuff is really hitting me in the right spots these days. And so I'm torn. I'm not torn. I'm split down very, very polarizing themes, right? I love the tool aspect of watches. The toolier, the better, and then the prettier, the better. So there's no middle ground anymore. There's nothing that pleases me that can fall right in the middle. It's got to be really pretty or really tooly. Anyway, guys, I enjoy doing videos like this. I really do, and I hope you like them. This is my 3-piece German watch collection, and I'm really, really happy to add a 4th one soon. But I'm really, really happy with this, what I have here. And I wanted to share that with you guys today. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.